this episode, we meet an Italian royal who feeds 5,000 kids a day. He's il padrino di pasta. He's the godfather of pasta. I introduce to you Sir Bruno Serrato. Good. So on February 4th, 2017, walk us through that night.
Wow, that is a question to begin with. That was probably the worst night in my life beside the day that my mom passed. I woke at midnight the night before, and I went home by 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. My best friend from Czech Republic, Prague, called me. And I was on the phone with him, and during my conversation with him, a beep came to my phone. Like, who's calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning? I mean, from US, I saw a 714 number. I didn't answer, obviously, because there's some weird people usually. But I was telling my friend, and I say, my God, somebody called me at 3 o'clock in the morning. So don't worry about him. I said, noon over here in Czech Republic. Anyway, well, finished the conversation. I was so busy, so tired, and I have a busy week coming up. I say, you know what, let me go to sleep. I'm very tired. It's okay, good night, ciao, ciao. As soon as I tried to fall asleep, the beep came again on my phone. I was like, okay, somebody left a message. Usually they don't leave a message if it's weird people, you know. I said, let me listen, because I have a family in Europe at 9 hours different. It's noon, daytime there, something should not yet happen. I listened, and in fact, there was somebody from US, and I say, I'm looking for Chef Bruno Serrato. I have a very bad news for you. Your restaurant is on fire. I say, no way. I just left 2 hours ago. This is a prick. Maybe a waiter in a fire. Or, you never know, you know. Right. I didn't want to call back. I tried to sleep, but 30 seconds later, something told me, call. I called this person. It was, during my conversation, I can tell it was not a joke. It looked like a semi-mature gentleman. He said, yes. I said, I wish I had a better news. I know you are. All the firemen are there, police, the roads are closed, your restaurant is on fire, it's very bad. I said, please make sure it's not a joke. I said, I'm exhausted. I don't want to drive another 40 minutes back to the restaurant. He said, no. I say, it's not a joke. Put my sweater on and everything, jump in my car, call my friend in Czech Republic, the one who was on the phone. I said, guess what? You remember that beep? I said, yeah. Somebody told me the restaurant is on fire. I said, no way. So what I call you when I get there? I said, I don't believe so. I drive fast. I get here by the 5 freeway, which is only maybe a quarter of a mile from here. I see the smoke. And this is when my heart starts to beat very fast. Almost a panic. I couldn't park close to the restaurant because all the road was closed by the police. Then we have to park further down, and I start to run. Almost like running fast because I can't save my restaurant. Because the restaurant is my baby. Yeah. I mean, I love my mom a lot. I think my restaurants come the next one almost in life of things I do in my entire life. You know? I get to the gate, and the first person I see is the fire chief of Anaheim. And from the moment I look at his eyes, I realize it was not good, because he's the friend. Yeah. I said, Chief, how is it? And he looked at me, almost tear on his eyes, says, bad. And he gave me a hug. At that moment, I need a hug. I still remember now, it gets very emotional. It was very tough. And after hugging the chief, a moment of comfort, I turn around and I look and I realized it was pretty bad. And the first thing I did is to call Italy. I didn't want the social media to go through and my family think I'm inside my crew. But first thing I asked the chief is like, is anybody got hurt? Because in my mind I said, maybe the kitchen exploded. Because we work all the time here. I say, maybe one of my boys is in the kitchen and the kitchen exploded. I was frightened. I said, no. I said, doesn't look like there's anybody there. When I say does not look like, it doesn't mean there's nobody there. It's like a still. But that gave me, okay, well, nobody got hurt, first thing. So. And I called Italy. But it almost took me 5 to 10 minutes to my brother and sister in Italy understood what I was trying to say. But one of my brothers thought I was making a joke. I was crying so hard. Yeah. then I could not even talk. And when finally they realized, my phone ring of the Ugo, my brother, niece, and nephew, sister, we were all crying. I was devastating. Obviously, I called my American sister, which is Italian, but I call American, she lives here. I call her up. I call my nephew, which is my GM. And in the 20 minutes area, they all show up and hug and cry together. Big time. Big time, because here you are. You work for 30 years. You come to this country with no money. I grew up very poor. I know I can start again, even if I lose everything. But when you work 30 years, 15 to 18 hours a day, you say, no way, why to me? Why it happened? But when I look around, it happened to so many people. I mean, I'm not the only one. And some people get even worse situation than mine. But that was my first moment of impact of a tragedy that happened to me. Because not tragedy that never happened in my life. Mom was just passed for. Thank God she was in heaven, because she would have died just to know my husband was on fire. And my dad too. But it was a difficult time.
What were your prayers on the way to when you're seeing all this?
Well, first of all, when I drove, I didn't believe it. When I was here, I was right here. My first, after I talked to or give a hug to the chief of police, was my thought of the children. How am I going to cook the pasta for the kids? And my mind was just concentrated. It's like, what I'm going to do? I can't cook for the kids. And all my crew, I have 50 employees, they don't have a job. They're going to have to look for a job. I mean, you think about God in that moment. I think 5 hours, 6, 7 hours later, God gave me a sign. And that is when I knew that God was next to me and something would be okay.
What is that sign?
The morning between 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock when I was there till 4 o'clock afternoon, obviously I was at the parking lot, wait for the firemen to finish. When they're done, I went to shake my hand to each of them, to thank them for what they done, even if my business was gone. Friends show up. A lot of people show up. I mean, a lot of people love me, they came. Even Sophia Loren called me. When you get a phone call from Sophia Loren, she's the Statue of Liberty of Italy, and obviously I admire the beauty of outside, but the beauty of inside, that woman is incredible. The fire chief of Bruno, you want to come in to see it? I say yes. We walk, and when I look by the kitchen, I didn't see the explosion in the kitchen, which surprised me, because up to the moment I thought the kitchen exploded. And I said, well, maybe just the fire damage somewhere, that's it. But soon I walked the hallway to the front, and I saw what I saw. It was like devastating. It was just thousands of ashes, thousands of pounds of ashes, I mean, everything. I mean, the 2 firemen were with me because I could not stay too much inside because of the poison. They said, Bruno, you only can stay here for 5 minutes, which I respect those firemen because to fight and to beat the debris and everything anyway. He says, anything you look for it. And on the floor, it was my CNN hero, which I got in 2011 from Jerry Seinfeld and the Soul Cooper event. And because it's made of red wood, it could not burn that easy. It was all black and everything. I say, well, so my CNN hero is right here, but I said, the things I would love to find is a rosary, which was sent to me by Pope Francis. He said, where was it? He said, it was right here on the cabinet with all my award was. And they were all gone because they destroyed. He said, well, let me look for it. I said, no way you will find it. I said, there's no way you will find it because there's a rosary which you cannot burn and there's a tiny little cross. And they dig, I say, please, I say, stop. You'll be walking all night long. I say, I'm going to call the Pope and send me a new one. That is exactly what I say. I say, but obviously it was there to me to receive a rosary by Pope Francis, and I met with a note that he was blessing me. All the people that helped me with the pasta. And I care that so much because if you or other people help me with pasta, they get blessed automatically by the Pope because he said that on the note that he sent me. And my little niece was with me, and obviously we were all devastated. And from the fireman, she said, "Oh my gosh, it's right there." And I look, when something shocks you, you're shocked, right? That was 3 times more shocking to me than anything else. Because I said, no way you can find that cross, this rosary in the middle of this mess. And the rosary came up. And I'll show it to you. I'm wearing every day. I went to my Joe 3 times to fix, make sure it isn't very found. This is the cross.
Wow.
That was on the floor. And honestly, this is the first sign that I know that God was next to me. I hold it. I remember the word. I say, God, you suffer more than I am today. What's going through me right now, my drama says nothing compared to what you did for the humanity. I know you're next to me. And that was the first impact of my, thank God, and I carry with me dearly, including a few other things, which is very important.
Yeah, explain that to us.
Well, I have a good customer of mine, Stan Palowski from heaven, a great friend, a customer, Catholic banker. And he went to the ceremony that was done by John Paul II, our Pope, when the beatification of Mother Teresa. Let me bring me the cross of Mother Teresa, blessed by the Pope. Think about for what I do, helping the children and everything. Right. I get that. Mother Teresa, she's my friend if she knows me, obviously. The other one is the holy water of the Virgin Mary of Lourdes, which since I was a young boy is always devoted to her. I carry this one on me very dearly, very dearly.
So just the cross, somebody found that was that.
No, the rest was I think because the rosary was burned and destroyed, but the cross no. The cross came with the rosary, but I can tell the rosary was getting ashes too, right? And the cross was intact.
Just to find that little cross and all this, it literally was finding.
I show the story to millions of people because when I tell the story, people look at me and say, "Wow, Bruno, that is really blessed."
So I know you have a really strong devotion to Our Lady of Lourdes. Why is that?
When I was a young boy, my godfather, which was from Czech Republic or Slovakia or Russia, I'm not even sure exactly the real country, good friend of my father, decided he wanted to be my godfather. He went to Lourdes and he bring me a beautiful rosary with the Virgin Mary of Lourdes attached. The same night that he attached it to my neck, I went to pick up some milk outside in my hometown. Mom said, "Bruno, go to where the cows are, get to the people, give them milk for the family." And I went and I jumped and I played, like any young boy does. When I came home with the milk at nighttime, I got, it was gone. I got nothing on my neck. I was like, no way. Went back, tried to look for it. It was really dark. I was so sad. I was so sad to have lost a beautiful gift from Lourdes, from my godfather. And I promised myself then one day I will go, say thanks to her and say I'm sorry I lost that. And another event happened during the years of my life when I was probably around 14, 15 years old. My nephew, which is his name Stefano, is the son of my brother and his wife. Born with an infection on his body, died 5-6 times. Supposed to be handicapped. Everything else was supposed to happen to him, not making him for life. And my brother prayed Virgin Mary of Lourdes, say, if you save my son, I will take him back in your water in Lourdes. And that was always impressed to me. And I remember I was the bartender. At that age in Europe, you have to be a bartender. I was praying 24 hours at Virgin Mary of Lourdes, and Jesus Christ, please save my nephew, save my nephew, save my nephew. Matter of fact, he got safe. Wow. And if you see him today, he probably look like a top model. And nothing against him, and a beautiful guy, intelligent and everything. And I remember I begged my brother for me to be his godfather, because I was so touched by it. And that's why the Virgin Mary of Lourdes has been a big part of me, she's the one I pray every night.
Before all this, before you came to America, there's a story that I think people would like to hear. It's when you were 6 months old.
Oh yeah, that was I don't remember, that was my mom told me.
Your mom had to tell you that one.
As my aunt, Zia Raffaella, she's the sister-in-law my mom married to her brother. And she said to me, "Oh, look, I found a picture of you, Bruno. I'm going to give it to you." She said, "You were dressed up as a monk." I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Your mom never told the story." I said, "She probably forgot. She has 7 kids on her own, you know." Then she gave me the picture. I went home. I said, "Mom," I said, "why do I dress up as a monk?" I said, "Well, I always forget to tell you, Bruno." I said, "When you were 6 months old, you were crying. You could not take my milk. And you were crying, throwing up, and we take you to the emergency hospital in a motorcycle, because there are no car. My dad had a own motorcycle. Went to the hospital, and the doctor visited me, and I went back and said, "I don't know if your kid's going to make it. His intestines is all upside down, very tight." And I said, "Cannot take any food. That's the reason he's been crying for a few days." She said, "What?" Mom was devastated because she lost her first child, my first brother, when he was 6 months old, because with an accident, they went on the river, he catch pneumonia, he died. And it was a beautiful kid. I never met him, named Corrado also, like my older brother too. And for a mom to lose a kid is the worst part. And to have it right here, or maybe losing the second one, she was even more devastating. And the doctor said, "Well, you guys cannot stay in the hospital." Then you could not even stay there. And she had to go back home. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, the guy, the bread maker, went, the only person who has the phone in this tiny small town, came to wake up my mom and dad. They say, "The hospital just called. They need you to go back to the hospital immediately." The mom thought I was dead. I went back with my dad, always the motorcycle, which was maybe like 15 miles, 10, 15 miles from my home. And as soon as they arrived, they saw the nurse look at them, and mom looked at them, cry, knew that she was going to tell her that I was dead. And they say, "Shh, he's sleepy." Everything went back to normal. We don't know how. Now my mom, during that time, she told me that she prayed Sant'Antonio di Padova, which is maybe 35, 40 miles from home where I live in Italy. She said, "If you save the life of my son Bruno, I will dress him up as a monk for 6 months." And she did. And I love that photo, my favorite photo. In fact, on my 50th birthday, that was my invitation. I sent an invitation to my friend for a party. I used that photo because obviously it's dear to me.
So the Bruno Serrato that everybody knows globally would not have existed if your mama didn't feel inspired to ask Saint Anthony of Padua to pray for the intercession for you, that you be alive. And so you have taken that without even knowing.
Without even knowing. In fact, I went back to Sant'Antonio di Padua Cathedral and I said, "Thank you so much, you know, because it's really something that stays with you in your life when you hear that from your mom." But in direct to the mom, the faith, I mean, it's the faith of mom. Without her faith, maybe I was not even be here, you know.
Wow, that, to me, it's just mind-blowing that she, I think, not only asked St. Anthony, but she dressed you up as a monk. That to me is, I can't, that's
6 months, not 1 day or 2 or 3, 6 months.
6 months of dressed
That's
up.
what she said, because she promised St. Anthony it would be 6 months.
Wow.
I mean, that is huge. That for me is like I say again, you know, like my favorite photo in the world.
So when you had your first torta, your first cake on your birthday, you must have a picture of you in the monk suit.
Oh, the picture I share, I think maybe even on my Instagram lately.
So tell us about your first communion experience, when you made your first communion.
Our little town was very small, maybe 150, 200 people, north of France. Because mom and dad after World War II, because we are a family of shepherds. My grandfather was a shepherd, he has a sheep. And during World War II, he always gave them milk and cheese to poor people in need who were hungry. I mean, I have the DNA of my grandfather, which was the dad of my mom. But World War II, everything was destroyed. They had to decide to go back to find a job somewhere around Europe. In north of France, a lot of immigrants will go there, pick up beets and potatoes. And that is where we start. As a poor family, they lived there all their life for almost 1951 till 1967. In a small town in that area, we had a priest come once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. Because the priest would go to village to different village. Sometimes we don't even see him for a month. I mean, it was not that we were going to church all the time because the church was closed. That little father, nice, was from Belgium, not even from France. I will still remember him. We come to the small town, and finally my age came. My sister's 2 years older than me. Now she's the one who will do the first communion. But the priest advised my mom, I said, why don't you do your son Bruno, which is 2-3 years difference, but then you can do the communion together because, I mean, you never know. Maybe I'll not even be there, you know. I was so excited because I'll do the communion with my sister. And we dress all in white, beautiful and everything. And that was really the first deep emotional touch to close to God, I think. Excited to do the communion, excited to be around friends and family and mom and dad, even if they were poor. They did some cake, something, I remember, for lunch, you know, but it was a special day, I'll never forget. In fact, I went back to that church a couple of times when I went back in vacation years ago. But by day, I want to see that church was always there to me, but that was probably the first impact to really the communion of God. You know? Yeah.
Your first encounter with Christ, where you're like, wow, this is just
that day.
that's. Yeah. So I know that you have you like San Giovanni Rotondo, where it's a very famous Italian saint, Padre Pio. Tell us what's your experiences with him.
Padre Pio is, I mean, a legend, icon, amazing man. I watch a video of him. I go to YouTube sometimes and we look what he was doing. Read so much he was doing, but something that touched me big time is a couple of things. My brother Freddy is married with 2 kids. His mother-in-law was devoted to Padre Pio. I mean, she asked her husband, you know, say, please take me to Padre Pio. And they went to south of Italy, which is very far from where I am. It's probably 12 hours driving. But they went to the Mass. Padre Pio do the Mass then. And right after the Mass, or before, I'm not sure exactly the right time, but you see the father-in-law of my brother, and he pointed at him, and he said, you don't believe in God, out of the house of God.
Wow.
When you hear a story like that from other people, believe or not, you don't believe it sometimes. But when you hear that from your brother, and his wife tells you the story, which is his own father, she says, yeah, my mom, very Catholic, very devoted. Him, no. But guess what? He changed very fast. Because when Padre Pio said, come back when you believe it in the house of God. He didn't believe it. It was unbelievable. And he went back after. He did not get out. Then he started to believe in Padre Pio.
Because some people don't realize that Padre Pio could read souls. He can actually know what somebody was.
There's the reason he kicked him out of the church. I mean, to kick him out of the church, because he knew he did not believe it. He knew that you just right there to look good or something, right? I mean, I was very touched. But another story which that touched me big time. I used to have a Brazilian lady come to my house sometime to help me to clean the house. A very beautiful lady, you know, you give her $50, help her to go ahead with her life. And one day she came to my house and cried, devastated. I saw somebody died. I mean, that's just how bad they look like. I said, what happened? She said, Bruno, I tried to be pregnant for so long. In the last 2-3 years, I tried insemination and everything. I mean, all the new technology, tried to be pregnant, this poor woman. And he said, that was my last chance. And they say, I can't. And I believe, my mom has 8 kids on her own, including the one who passed, the first one. For a mom or a woman who won't have a child and you can't, I don't know what that means, but I can feel it. Yeah. It could be very devastating for a mom and a woman. My brother, the same Friday, when he went to Padre Pio himself once, he bring me back a little picture of Padre Pio, a painting. I went to my room, I pick it up, I say, you know what, I say, take that with you, pray him. I know for sure that he does miracle. He appears to people when you don't even expect it. Ask him to give the grace to be pregnant, to have a baby. She said, thank you, thank you. A month or two passed by, I don't remember the time. She came to my house one day and she looked at me and she started to hug me and kiss me and cry. I was like, what happened? I'm pregnant. That was cry of joy. Oh, wow. Last time was cry of devastation, of sadness. That was tears of joy. Said, thank you, Padre Pio, Padre Pio. And she, in fact, she wanted to give me back the painting. I said, I can't take that back. I said, that's yours. I say, I always thank him. And she was a baby girl, I think, she must be 9, 10 years old. Oh, wow. But I mean, those two encounters with Padre Pio was big in my faith,
So I hear that the Pope Francis is a good fan of yours.
He must be. I love this Pope. I mean, I love every Pope. Don't take me wrong, but Pope Francis had some cool stuff. I see him do selfie and things like that, and the fact that he answered my letter when I asked him I need some help, that was big. I did not expect to receive this notification from Cardinal, I'm not sure what, to talk about the Pope, and say the Pope asked me to do this for you, and to the Rosary, we just talk about it. Then I was like, yes, it's a very cool Pope, I mean, I love everything he's been doing since he's been Pope, but one of the things I will never forget is when he got elected, say, yeah, pray for me and everything, pray for John Paul II, or everybody else, he said that, but he also said, do not forget the poor. I mean, do not forget the poor is what the Catholic Church should be about it. And we know the Pope is fighting with a lot of problems in our Catholicism world, but he's fighting. And he's fighting to help the poor, he's fighting for the good of God, and he's fighting for the good of our church. And that's the reason I love him. And he loved me because when I told him I feed 5,000 kids passes a day, he must have loved me. And I had a beautiful chance to meet him and talk to him. That was another gift of God. Because up to 3 hours before I met him, I was not even sure. Because sometimes you have to get canceled. Right. I can't explain why, But that time, yes, I had my book.
Your book?
Power of Pasta.
The Power of Pasta.
Then I'm ready to give it to him. And also the big painting of Mother Teresa holding the baby. Then when I was waiting for my turn, he came to me. I said, Your Holiness, I said, this is my book. It's my story, my gift for you. I'm feeding 5,000 kids a day. I already fed 3 million kids. I give home to people in need. I teach teenagers to work in my industry to help their family. And he took my shoulder, he said, bravo, bravo, bravo. 3 times he said, bravo, keep doing what you do. I said, Mother Teresa is also my idol. I said, I give that to you. And you know why. I said, I did not tell him what Mother Teresa was doing. Mother Teresa holding the baby and everything. He had the biggest smile. And I kissed him 5 times. He let me in because, for me, it was an encounter of closest to God. If you believe in Catholicism, the Pope is the closer to God and St. Peter and everybody else up there, right? Yeah.
Right.
That was beautiful. Beautiful memory.
So when he looked at
October
the book...
16, that was the day.
October 16th?
Yeah, 2017 or 18. One of the two.
Yeah, so it's just right after your fire.
Yeah, after the fire, yeah.
So when the Pope actually looked at your book, did he see anything in it?
He opened, in the middle of the book, first picture is my restaurant. I did not do that on purpose, right? And he looked, and the restaurant looked very beautiful. It was the nighttime pictures, gorgeous photo. I said, this is the restaurant, and it's mine. I said, then I lost in fire, I probably said that. But I said, this is where I cook the children pasta for it. After I turned another page, and I'm a godfather to a little girl named Isabella. She's the daughter of my best friend from Czech Republic, I mentioned earlier. I like, wow. And you see this little baby, hold my book on that picture, Power of Pasta. It really For me, it was special because the restaurant is dear to me, and Isabella is very dear to me. I mean, she's the picture's like maybe a 2-year-old picture of the baby girl. I mean, he really touched 2 pages are very special to me.
Of all pages, he picked those 2.
He could have picked a recipe of carbonara, spaghetti, anything else. He take the book with him, and obviously his assistant, they'll take the painting of Mother Teresa. Then I'm sure he put somewhere.
Now, I don't know if anybody's ever came up with this phrase, but I told you I have a phrase for you, but I think it's appropriate for you to bring it up. Il padrino di pasta.
Il padrino di pasta.
That's
very good. The
Godfather of pasta. I thought that I said I got a nickname for you. I was wondering if you like that.
I think I might use that.
I give you permission.
Thank you. God, I appreciate it.
I was coming up one night. I was like, that's my nickname.
Padrino di pasta. I love that.
Yeah, padrino di pasta. I think that's how you say it, right? In
Italian? Yeah, padrino di pasta.
Yeah. So, talking about godfathers, I'm going to reach out about your father and your mother and their relationship and how that was and how it ended.
Two different personality. Mom, you can't express enough how much love that mom was. But when everybody loved their mom, they should at least, right? But mine was over love, because she also loved every single person around her. She loved every friend. She never said one bad word to anybody. She was working, cleaning place, cleaning house. My house with 7 kids, my brother and I, we talk, it was always clean. She pressed our socks, our underwear, our t-shirt. Then not too many mom does with 8 kids. It's just dad. Dad was a man who would require more attention than 8 kids also. That was very difficult. Mom and dad relationship was tough. Mom loved him so much and then she stayed with him for so long, but she also suffered a lot. My dad was mean a lot of the time. My dad was not the best husband. And that was tough for us children. We saw things that I don't wish nobody to have never see it. We cry, especially when he tried to beat mom. We were frightened, we were scared about him. But at the same time, he was protecting his kids. If a friend would just try to be mad at me or try to, not at me, my brother said, my father would defend us. He was the protector of the kids. He would protect his wife too. But the relationship was, father was typical old style Italian, I call them, because a lot of them were that way, womanizer, He was a beautiful man. Some of my mom's best friends told me that was not always his fault. There's a lot of women went after him because he was beautiful. And when you see a picture of my dad and he's 20, and Marlon Brando, Jane Dean look-alike, then when I hear that from my mom's best friend, a lot of women were after him. But also one thing he always say, I always come back at night time, sleep in the same bed of my wife, which is my mom. I mean, he had some respect too. And he has some good things, I don't talk completely bad about him. He drive us to Italy vacation from France, protecting us, work very hard, bring us food on the table and everything. But if he was a little bit more kind, it would have been much better for all of us. But God turned him, and we all, probably all of us, forgive him. 3-4 years before he passed, he fell from bed in the middle of the night. He was around 82, 83 years old. He had a blood clot next to his brain. My brother called me, says almost paralyzed, he can't talk. I said, okay, well, let me know, and I take the first flight back home because I live in America, family's in Italy. Something happened, I take the plane. When they take my mom to the hospital, 24 hours, I was already in Italy. I mean, my brother called me back, it's like, I'll let you know tomorrow. He called me up the next day, so what the doctor probably do a surgery. So I said, give me an update. 3-4 days pass by, and they do the surgery. And my brother called me back and said, something happened. So, oh my God, what happened? Thinking he passed, right? I said, you will not believe it. I said, what happened? your father is keeping making jokes and having fun. I said, what? My dad? It was not a joke or having fun. I mean, with his friend maybe, but not within the family much. It's a completely different personality. Which I asked the surgeon one day, I said, then during surgery, did you do something? He mentioned, I'm not sure if that is making logistic in a medical field. We say, maybe we touch a little vein somewhere of happiness. You know, when you take, I think when they take antidepressant, I heard the vein get a little bigger. Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's correct.
Right.
And that's it. Maybe something happened to a touch-up. But they changed him completely. Yeah, when I called him, he was making fun, ram on a joke. Brunetto, Brunetto, dove sei? Vieni qua che non sei a letto. He was just making funny things. And when I went back to Italy, probably 2, 3, 4 months later, I did not recognize my father, but in a good way.
Right.
And the best part of all of this, besides to be happy and making fun with us, he finally was giving a kiss that my mom always wanted for 65 years, so they were married.
Wow.
And when I used to Skype them, I Skype mom every day, sing her a song, I said, Dad, do me a favor, give a kiss to mom. I give her 1, 2, and maybe even 3. And mom was like this because she loved her husband, my dad, you know. I mean, I was so happy that the last 2, 3 years before he passed, he was able to caress my mom, that she always wanted the love of her husband. She never wanted any other man, my mom, definitely never. Her husband was her man. And Dad, the last 3 years, was a good man. And in fact, when he passed, I received a horrible phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I think it was mom. Because when I saw my brother on the phone, I heard, oh my gosh, it was my dad. Last 2, 3 years before mom did. But the last 3 years, we forgive him. And my dad was also mean, maybe because he was orphan. My grandparents on his side died at 38 and 42 years old. 6 kids, orphanotrophy. He was on the street by himself at 14 to survive. I mean, when you get more adult and you start to think, there's always a reason when you hear people are in drug, alcoholic, or mean or bad. Think about where they come from. Why? Maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's the way they grow up. Maybe they had nobody to take care of them. My dad had no mom and no dad to take care of him. And he was trying to take care of his younger brother and sister as much as he could, but he was too young to even do that. I mean, maybe that's the reason he was what he was. But guess what? We had pass every day for lunch. We had clothes, even if people across the street gave it to us for free. We had a roof. We were not homeless. We were not hungry. Thanks to my dad. I mean, I have to thank him.
Right.
My mom is a big part, yes, but thanks to dad. And I mean, in fact, a couple of days ago, I was asking him to forgive me when I say he was mean. I say, tell the truth, I can't lie what you were. But I say, yeah, forgive us for I'm being so bad with you sometime because you were bad against us, you know. I mean, at the end, it turned out good to the fact that I think God gave him also a gift, make him die peaceful in bed. You know, it's like, God, thanks for letting him go that way.
You feel at peace that you forgave him.
Yeah, big time. I think a lot of us in my family. One sister, too, lately, she say, I kind of miss that too. I remember I had 2 sisters, and we have 5 boys and 2 sisters. For the sister, it was more difficult because mom, woman, dad, you know. But my older sister, a couple of weeks ago, she said, I miss dad too. I mean, I'm sure that she forgive him too, you know. And my younger sister, I imagine, with time, she probably understand too. I mean, she also remember bad things, but I think all of us think of him, then we forgive him, yeah.
What about when your mother passed? What are the divine things that happened to you, the way God worked in that with you?
That phone call then I received when my father died, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I think I pray God every night. I said, please don't give me the phone call for my mom. It was horrible to get far away like we are. Me, lot of immigrants around the world. I'm lucky enough I can take a plane. Some people cannot even take a plane to go back to their family. And I said, I want to be next to her when she passes. Don't let me miss that. I love mom so much. In an afternoon, my aunt, which my mom's younger sister, She's not that young, but she's the younger sister. But she's an earthquake lady. I love her so much too, because the first sister and brother, my mama's sibling, they were so close, so close. I remember I told them thank you during the funeral, because there was so much love from them and their parents too, my grandfather and grandmother. I mean, the love was there. And my aunt that afternoon was at my mom's house. Like she was every day. She would go to my mom. Are you feeling, sister? I'm here. Don't worry, I'm here. Let me give us a little soup. That afternoon, I'm on Skype. The Skype is in the kitchen. My mom is in the bedroom, not doing well. My aunt said, Bruno, that could be it. But it happened before. The mom has been sick. I flew to Italy 2-3 times, and it was very tough to take a plane for 12 hours on the plane when I was going on. I mean, that afternoon, I'm there and on the Skype and everything, I say, you know what? Put the speakerphone in the room, because I want to talk to mom. And my brother take his phone, call, because he couldn't move Skype. And I go to next to the bed. I say, Mom, hi. Yes, when I talk, my aunt told me after, she said she had the bliss, like she heard my voice. Because every time I was going back home, Mom was not doing well. She had Parkinson for 18 years almost. But sometimes hear my voice, she was just happy and smile. During the phone next to her, like probably 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock afternoon, my time. No, yeah, my time. I said, Mom, you know I'm coming home for your birthday, right? I'm going to give you 90 kisses, because she was turning 90 in a couple of weeks. Mom, you know I'm here. I love you. You know, Mom, I love you. I say I love you. My brother started to scream and cry. She passed. Obviously. It was the toughest moment of my life. I was happy that she was not suffering anymore, but I always said, thank God to let me say I love you. The moment she passed, I could not ask her for a better gift of God than that one. It was, to me, like, oh, look, it's been 5-6 years, I still cry. I mean, I don't care, I just love her so much. And my brother and sister, same thing, we love her so much. I mean, every time we do something about her, we talk about her, and we have tears about her because she deserves it. And I was happy to be there with her from 15,000 miles away, just because I was on the phone and said, I love you. She went to heaven when I said, I love you. And she went first class one way, non-stop. That's for sure. And that organized the funeral. I flew back, obviously, 3 hours after she passed. I was on the first flight. And also, thank God, because she was not suffering. I remember hostess of Air France airline was looking at me, see me cry. She probably thought I was frightened of the plane. I wasn't. I was crying because of Mom. And I saw her land to Venice. My 3 younger brother was at the airport. Hug and cry, all 4 attached to each other, because we lost the person that we love the most and the person they love us the most. It was difficult. I went home. I went to see her. She was in a casket at home, because we prepared the casket in our house. We took the Virgin Mary, preparing kind of everything. And that I kind of was feeling better, because she looked so much better in the casket than when she was alive the last year. You know, she was tube feeding. It was so difficult to see Mom with a tube. Anyway, she was home. I never say we never take her to the hospital. She would never die outside of her own house. We did everything to make her 2 extra lady helping my brother to be in the house 24 hours. I said, nobody will never take the love that she gave us. And when I saw in the casket, she had a beautiful face. She looked like the real Mom. And I said, like, okay, she's in peace. Put a bunch of 7 roses represent her kids, our picture, and everything. we did the prayer after for a couple of days, because I was waiting for my sister from America that she could not fly with me the same hour. And we started to organize the funeral. And when the day of the funeral was like before we closed the casket. I have a friend of mine, and she's very extremely deep Catholic, and when she pray, she has the Holy Spirit. She pray, the language comes with Aramaic automatically. So I need a prayer from you before we close the casket. And it was the 7 brother and sister, and she did, and automatically Aramaic came, and that was her to say goodbye. And I pick up, just before that, I pick up my few nephews, which are young boys. I say, come with Uncle Bruno, let's go say goodbye to Grandma. I say, because I want you to look at her in her casket. She looked much better. A little one, they want to. And I say, okay, don't worry. But the little other, like teenager, they came. I say, you see, Grandma, how beautiful she is because she's in heaven? I say, yeah, you're right, Uncle Bruno. She looks so much better now. And I was happy to have done that. We closed the casket, everybody's in the church. And I talked to the driver of the car, you know what you call. Anyway, I say, we cannot go to the church immediately. I say, why? I say, I need to go to the town of Suave, where she was living with next to my hand for a while. We need to go to the little church where she was married with my dad. And after that, we go to the other church, Abbazia di Villanova, a hometown where my grandfather was a shepherd. I want to pass by there because that is her favorite church. I'm sure she wants to say goodbye before we say goodbye completely. And when I went back to the church, everybody was in panic. Where did you go? I said, I went with Mom to say goodbye to her favorite place. And I went there, and I didn't want anybody help to kill the casket. It was only me and my brothers. Went to the church, and the priest did an amazing mass. Because she also died on September the 5th, when Mother Teresa died.
Well, Teresa of Calcutta.
Yeah. Think about, for what I do, thanks to my mom and what Mother Teresa was doing. And the priest mentions, like, this day, September 5th, is 2 amazing women who have died. One is Mother Teresa, and one is Caterina. And last speech was me. Nobody of my family could do it because they were too emotional, but I went on the altar to say the few words of goodbye. And I still remember what I say. I mean, I'm going to keep short, but I say, Mama. What the word Mama mean? Bird, Christmas, Easter, birthday, love, cry, smile, spaghetti, tomato sauce. Everything that Mom can do for you. I thanks the church, even the priest. I never see so many people in my own church in the last 50 years. It was packed in and out because my family has been loved and Mom has been loved. I thanks Mom's family. Like I mentioned earlier, brothers, sisters, say, Auntie, Uncle, thank you. My aunt, which was her sister-in-law, she was at home. She died almost 2-3 weeks after. Her kid didn't want her to go to the funeral. She said, if you don't take me to the funeral, I call taxi. Taxi is my sister-in-law, is my sister, I want to be there. She was there. I was so shocked to see my aunt there in the church, and she's ready to go to. She wants to say goodbye to her best friend. And after that, I said, I'm going to share 3 questions, and I ask it to my mom. And that is very private, but I love to share because I want to let you know, and you're going to understand what my mom was. She was in California with me during our vacation time, probably the last time, 2005, when we started Caterina's Club. We were talking about my first brother who died. I said, Mom, tell me a little bit more about she told me and everything. And she started to cry. I said, Mama, my God, this has been 7 years. You still cry about? And she looked at me and she said, son, when you lose your own son, you never forget it about. I said, wow, that was beautiful. I say, because we were talking about, I said, what was the worst day of your life? And she said, the day I lost my firstborn, and he was 6 months old, and she told me he was dressed up in the blue little things, beautiful little blonde, blue-eyed kid. And that's what she cried, that's what she said. So you never forget when you lose your own son. You say, but what was the most beautiful day of your life? She maybe the day she can marry, even if they were on a farm, marry, that didn't matter then. Say, each time then I give birth to one of my child. I mean, cry, I was looking at my brother and sister, I say, this is for you. Mom told me that, because they didn't even know that. Because they told me, how do you know that? I asked my mom a question. And she told me the most beautiful day of her life was when she gave birth to each of you. But one day she said, I'm scared of dying. I said, Mom, what did you tell me you're scared of dying? That was devastating when she told me that. Because think of her dying and she'd be scared. I don't want that. You go to heaven, you go to God, when you believe it. But she reassured me, she held my hand, she said, son, the reason I don't want to die is not because I'm really scared. Because I know that's the tough one. She said, oh gosh, I know how much my children will be suffering when I pass. That's the only reason I don't want to die. I don't want my kids to be suffering because of me. 3 questions. Everything about her own children. How can you not love this woman? How can you not love the word that she said? She didn't have to read poems or books to say that. They came from your soul. At the church when I said that, I said, she was right. Me and my brother suffered so much to hear those words from her mom. And tears of beauty for her. I think I was so lucky. I was so lucky to have a mom like this. I could not ask her for a better mom.
Could you say she's your inspiration, your passion for what you want to do for these children and for these families?
I don't do anything with children, anything else, without thanking her. She's the drive for it. She's the faith, or she's the love, she's the passion. There's not one day that I don't talk about her. There's not one day that I don't sing her song. Then I used to sing her every morning. Every single thing that I do, I represent Katerina, my mom. Her nickname was Delia. Not too many people were there. Delia, everybody knows Delia in Europe. But because her first real name was Katerina, normally the Katerina, but we call her Katerina. But she's the passion of everything I do in my life.
I want to hear that song that you used to sing to your mother.
I don't have a great voice.
Oh, no, don't worry.
Every morning, for the beginning of Skype, wake up, Skype mom. Because the last 4 years, she lost her voice. Like, remember John Paul II, our Pope, could not do the prayer anymore. It was so sad. Mom was the same thing too. But to see on Skype and look at her face, I would double check when they give her the medication. I was the doctor of the family, still now. But a big fight with my brother sometimes. Say, well, you're not the doctor. I say, yes, I am. For my mom, anyway, joking. But that song, I sing that every day because I know she hear it. She smile. And she passed 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years, 5, 6 years. I don't even know. But it's like, I wake up in the morning, that's the song I sing. Tu sei la mamma più bella del mondo, la mia vecchietta, la mia pastora de Villanova. You are the most beautiful mom in the world, the shepherd, the love, my old lady from Villanova, the town that she lived. Every day I see her, sometimes even 2 times a day, sometimes even 3 times a day. She never left me.
Do you still sing it now?
Oh yeah, every morning. I sing this morning. Sometimes I sing when I want to think about something and maybe I want to go to her me. I sing the song and she listens to me.
How do you bring your motivation now with all these 3 ministries of hospitality, housing people and feeding these children? What's your goal now with that? Now you have in this international notoriety. What would you like to see happen with this platform that you have now?
Well, the platform that Katerina's Club has today I would like to see worldwide on every city, every town. And that's the reason I wrote it to Pope Francis. I say, if every church or every religion around the world start to collect pasta and tomato, $0.50, $1.20, $1.50, imagine every church to every religion on the world collecting that and give to the poor. Will not be hungry children in the world. I want to win the war. I don't want gun. I don't want tank. I don't want missile. I don't want a nuclear. I want pasta and tomato sauce. I will win the war against hunger. On that horrible night of the fire, I was crying every to the kids. Early afternoon, I received a phone call from Bishop Van from the Christ Cathedral in Orange. Sir Bruno, I'm so sorry. I could talk to him either. I was devastated, crying. He said, but guess what? If you need a kitchen to cook pasta for the kids, we have a kitchen here at the Christ Cathedral. You're welcome to use it. In a moment like this, to have a kitchen to cook for the kids, you see, this is a gift of God. In the house of God, at the Christ Cathedral. I was there for a year and a half. Every time me or my crew walk to the facility, we were at home. They make us feel welcome, with love, help us everything. We never feel out of place. And it was not my restaurant, it was the kitchen of the Christ Cathedral.
Wow.
I said, God, thank you. I really feel like home of God when I was there. And from then, we doubled the pasta from the beginning of the fire to the beginning of reopening the restaurant. I mean, I want Bishop Van, that phone call, a lot of prayer to him, because without him, I don't know where I would have been today.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit, that really just,
Oh,
it just was
I
inspiration.
was able to keep 2-3 on my crew in the kitchen to cook it, which they were also get paid by the Caterina's Club, But we were cooking for thousands of kids. When people say, oh my God, Bruno, you're a saint, I say, well, not quite yet.
In the making.
It's so funny, I asked a friend of mine lately, I said, you should ask my bishop if they should put a petition to me for me to be a saint. He answered me back, he said, well, Bruno, wait, you have to be dead first. It's okay, let's wait.
And nobody wants you dead yet.
I said, let's wait, I can't wait.
We go 50 years.
But when people say I do miracle, I'm a saint, I say, no, just cook pasta. I said, cook pasta for the people. So you can do that in your hometown. You can do, but don't start with 5,000. I did not start with 5,000, I started with one. One pasta, one kit, it turned out to be 5,000. 3-4 million served. We are in 30 cities, 90 locations. It can be spread, the spread of love and pasta can be all over around the world. That's what I would love to see, the legacy of Caterina's Club.
Tell us quickly about you being knighted in Italy.
President of Italy through the Council of Los Angeles, good man, told my story. He says, as a citizen of our country, he deserves to be knighted, which is one of the highest things you can get in my country, Italy. I got knighted by the President of Italy. A few years ago, the royal family of Italy, Savoy, which they were the kingdom, one of the biggest royal family in the world, from 1009, if I'm not wrong, that family generation, also find out what I was. And the prince has asked a request for me to be knight of the royal family too. And it was done. We did a ceremony in Rome at San Giovanni Laterano.
Oh, wow.
San John Laterano was an amazing, amazing event. And to be knighted by the President of Italy, and to be also knighted by the royal family of Italy is a special. And I'm also one of the Knights of Columbus. As you know, Knight of Columbus is feeding the poor, and I am one of them too. I mean, I got knighted really 3 times. It's enough now.
You're done being knighted.
Yeah, I was surprised because I was thinking when you get knighted,
Yes.
you get a horse. Nobody ever gave me a horse.
No horse.
I was like, where's my horse? And I was like, okay, well, that's all right, but I keep the title.
if you were trying to convince somebody to have a relationship with Christ, or you wanted to talk about a relationship with Christ, how would you describe that?
I always tell them, I feel so bad for you if you don't believe in Christ. And most of the people that I met who do not believe it, and when they listen to me, I'm an honest guy, I don't lie, I don't go because I need something, I don't want you to be a priest or be a Catholic if you don't want to.
Right.
And they say, why? I say, because when you need someone the most in your life, he's the one who's always going to be there at that moment. Maybe your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friends won't be there, but he's there. You don't need to explain much more than that. That is really when you need someone the most, Christ is there. And I have talk about my best friend from Czech Republic. He didn't believe it. His mom lost a child, teenager kid. She gave up religion. Then he grew up with no religion, communist, because Russia take over Czech Republic then, and we would talk about it. But be surrounded by me, I will never force you or anybody. Talk, see, show him some movie. Well, he ended up to read the Bible so many times now. And I will never forget the day the mom died. I called him up, obviously, to let him know. He said, I was crying. I remember what you told me. Then when they die, they go to heaven. That means you should be happy. Think about that from someone who they don't believe it. But the most magic word he told me was, Bruno said, thank you to make me believe. I said, why? But I asked him recently because he was in vacation. He said, I didn't say that. I said, oh, believe me if I remember you say that. He told me he was always afraid and scared about when he's going to lose his mom and dad, and he will never see them again. But because of the faith that we were in heaven, he said, you make me feel so much better. You give me a hope and faith to see them again. Think about, from someone who did not believe it, is my best friend. Just talk about it. When you read the Bible, you read the Bible more than I do. It's like, But and he go to church. He has when he's here, sometimes I'm working, I'm busy, and he goes to church by himself. He was so happy because his daughter is the one, the picture of the Pope. He said, like, my gosh, the Pope saw the picture of Isabel. I say, yes. I say, I mean, this is what you tell people, then they don't believe it. You don't need to do much. Just a few words. When you need the most, is there.
What were your Christmas traditions growing up? What did you guys do? What did you guys eat on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in the Serrato family?
Well, I think we only eat pasta because we cannot afford anything else. But we should have with my brother and sister then. The best part on Christmas Day, Mom would come in our bedroom with a small tiny plate, a tiny piece of chocolate, a tiny piece of guna, like that candy with almond in there, and nuts, little nuts. That was the best gift ever. Then think about a small plate with 3 little items. We were the happiest kids and everything. We never did anything else than maybe Mom was making a risotto instead of pasta, But Mom was her own way. She was cooking. She used to make homemade gnocchi, potato dumpling, or bread. My bread is from God. You know that bread and God. She wake up early in the morning, make homemade bread. I mean, you wake up. The most beautiful smell in the world is the smell of a fresh baking bread from Mom. And on the backyard, we had some chicken and some ducks. I mean, on a special, we go maybe on the special occasion, she will cook a ducks, and because she had that on the backyard. A rabbit. She used to do rabbit pate also. I mean, we were poor, but because of our animals, sometimes we had some piece of meat under the table beside the pasta. But we never had anything special. Christmas tree always. My dad would go to the little hill mountain, pick up a little tree. But think how stupid we were, because we would put a real candle and light them up. And a lot of fire in the houses happened because of that, but we didn't have electrical things on it. We didn't have even a bathroom in our own house. But when we had a little Christmas tree, we put the candle, we would light it up, We were all around then, we were, because we live in 1-2 bedroom only, which 9 of us, I mean, that was our Christmas. But it was always beautiful, like mass at midnight. That was beautiful, the midnight mass, because they used to give us, when we were kids in France, even I told you I was not remember, midnight mass, they had someone there, hot chocolate in a piece of cake. Oh, that was caviar today.
It's caviar.
Yeah, like a hot chocolate piece of cake. And the first communion, think about that I mentioned earlier, they gave you a piece of cake, holy cake. We were very happy to get that even better than anything else, But they really give us that. It was something tradition they do in that church on the communion.
I can't thank you enough for your opportunity for us to go inside Bruno and learn more about you. And I'm at awe at the whole story of how God's worked in your life from the moment of 6 months old to where you are today, and your ultimate goal, which is to feed the world's hungry with the greatest food in the world, pasta.
Something simple.
And I just really want to thank you so much for giving this opportunity to learn more about you and your mission with the power of pasta, and to help those who are hungry, those who are homeless, and those who need to have a future. And it's because God called you from all eternity, from that moment.
It was God's mission.
He gave you a mission, and you have not dropped the ball, and you have advanced that mission. And I just want you to know that we'll be praying for you, that you be very successful, and I look forward to seeing Catarina's Club globally. Well, thank you so much for it.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
You.